Governments have killed 200 million people in the last century, 20th century. So give your liberties up to them and go hand scan at HEB and THUMBSCAN at Wally World and at SeaWorld and just let the tethered blimps look through your walls and the thumb scanners in the public schools, training them for that. And just go along with it, and everything will be fine. Because I wish you'd have stayed on and told me how you disagreed. Just the simperingness of your voice, I picked up the whole spirit of what you're up to. Go ahead.
Love your show, Alex.
Hey, how you doing?
The Tim Russert interview with Bush, and he brought up the skull and bones. He said a number, 322. I was wondering where that came from. And you also mentioned a book, Magellan. What was the name of that? McKellen.
I'm sure you've heard when something's got a lot of subterfuge and Byzantine, cloak and dagger angles that it's that's Machiavellian.
Machiavellian, right?
Well, so that's that's like saying that's McCarthyite. They're pluralizing it, or like a system.
You said a particular book.
Yeah, The Prince.
Machiavellian Prince.
Well, no, Machiavellian's the plural. It's Machiavelli's The Prince. I don't know what that is. What is that on this? Oh, that's the Libertarian website here locally? Oh, okay, for shots. That's a site Mike says is good. I don't have any knowledge of it, but I'm sure it's fine. But thank you.
But the 322?
Yeah, again, the earlier guy called in. I mean, how can I even talk about skull and bones?
I'm going to hang up. I love you.
All right, thanks. I mean, how can I even get into skull and bones and do it justice? How can I get into 9/11 and do it justice in this format? That's why I make documentaries, why I write books, why we play them here. I mean, I remember 8 years ago telling you about skull and bones. God call in, doesn't exist, you're a liar, shut up. Where's your proof? Well, go read these 10 books and these public statements and the memoirs of these presidents. You've got to do that. That's what I do. I don't watch football. And, yeah, they've announced they're in skull and bones and 322. There was, in 322, in the year 322, a Greek philosopher died. And they claim that's what it is, but also it's chapter 322. They're obsessed with numerology, and also 322 in Genesis. They said that's what it has to do with, where the devil says, "I'll give you, everlasting life. You'll be born again." Because that's what they do. They do this ritual where they're born again, and Lucifer possesses them. And again, if you don't believe that, Francois Mitterrand, at the Louvre had that gold pyramid built, and he demanded by the U.S. architect, the Chinese-American architect, that it have 666 gold pieces of glass in it. Pieces. And, Tony Blair, Times of London, London Guardian last week, channeling the light to get his answers. And I've been to Bohemian Grove. I mean, I've covered it. I've done it. And, I still hear talk show hosts nationally and locally say, I'm a raving loon, there's no skull and bones, they don't get in coffins. I mean, they're still saying it. Oh, fine, okay, it's not true. It's not true. So, I mean, I just at a certain point, it's just overload. Let's go ahead and take another call. Hello, caller, go ahead.
Good evening, Alex.
How you doing?
Doing fine, thank you. I caught your show about halfway through tonight, so you may have already covered this, but did you hear of the Masonic initiate in New York State that got shot in the head during the initiation?
Yeah, he was in Long Island.
And what else do you know of that?
Well, I spent an hour on the radio about it. And let me try to answer the question as quickly as possible. And again, I'm not being persnickety or irritable with you guys. I'm just tired, and all these questions are so good, and I can spend so much time on it. What's bigger is that if you do a Google search on accidental Masonic shootings during rituals, you'll find quite a few. And we posted some of those. And we have a photo on the website in last week's archive with a guy in a normal Klan outfit with a pointed hat next to a guy with a pirate hat and a skull and bones. And they have that same pirate motif, and they wear the pointed hats at Bohemian Grove. That's all Masonic. The Klan, the Masons, Bohemian Grove, Skull and Bones, it's all different Masonic offshoots. of the same order. Higher level masonry. The low level masons don't know what's going on. It's the higher level compartments of the pyramid that know what's going on. That's their structure. That's their symbol. And the police went in there, most of them masons, of course, within an hour and a half last week, last Monday in Long Island. They said, oh, it's an accident. And the guy's out on like $2,400 bail. And they had him chained up on the black altar with the skulls, guillotines on both sides, and a lot of other torture implements down in their basement. This is the group that goes around getting the database of your child's digital photo and the DNA swab they keep because they care about the kids. And there were coffins down in there and the rest of it because they get in these coffins, do these rituals, being born again. This guy was in there, and in the ritual, they fire a gun and then make the person think they're being shot at, knocking these tin cans away, that are on each side of them. But accidentally, the gun was loaded with real bullets and blew the guy's head off. And lo and behold, we found other Masonic rituals in just the last few years, Klan rituals, where the Klan would claim they'd fired the gun in the air and it came down and just so happened to hit the initiate in the head. You shoot a gun in the air, it comes down a half mile away. Shoot it in the air, it just so happens to hit the initiate. But the police, within an hour and a half again, said that was an accident. It's always an accident. And so are these where they're actually killing somebody, the needed sacrifice, the requisite sacrifice? Hell, I don't know. I've just been to Bohemian Grove where they do an effigy of killing a child. The Grove admits, I shot the video of that. It's aired on national U.S. television. It's admitted your Christian conservative leaders worship Moloch. Look in your dictionary to find out who that is. So, yes, I'm aware of that. That's a very good question. Hello, caller. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes.
I was wondering if you could expand a little more on the owl on the building downtown, the new building.
Sure. And again, people's ignorance, they're profane, as the elite call them, profane cattle. And by profane, they don't mean profane like Howard Stern. They mean we're ignorant. We're not initiated. Architecture was the most guarded science, more valuable than salt, more valuable than gold, more valuable than rubies and diamonds. And secret guilds were created, construction guilds in Egypt, special universities, and they would do rituals that they would kill you if you ever told anyone the secret of a keystone. That's what holds an arch up. That's why they call it the Royal Arch degree, and then the other, it goes up to 360 degrees that most Masons don't even know about. And man, they just howl in anger. The 33rd degree Grand Masters just go insane when I talk about this. 360 is the compass, points at the compass, Lucifer at the 360 point. But most of these fools think there's only 33 degrees. I shouldn't be like that. I was once ignorant too. You are profane. The Masons, you are profane. You don't even know. And you use your own term. You don't even know what you're part of. So stop calling us profane. And so what happened is these construction guilds were so important. It was the most influential, powerful thing. Masons built the cathedrals in Europe. That's why there's all the occultism and the stained glass, hidden occult symbols everywhere. In World War II, when the British would bomb Nazi cathedrals and the Germans would bomb British cathedrals, they'd find weird occult altars under the main altars. Mike, you're rewinding a tape and I can hear it, bro. Mike? I can't do a show with that rewinding. That's great. Thank you for turning the audio off. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, let me try to get back to what I was saying. Jesus. There's so much information. That's the problem. Try to go through.